Hello everyone, welcome to the Learning Square. Today I will make an Android app to be able to draw shapes using MIT App Inventor. Now believe me when I tell you that I was actually looking for a tutorial based on draw shape option in MIT App Inventor. I really couldn't find it. If you do find it, please post a link below the comments of this video so that even I know if there's a certain video made for this. But I have actually developed this myself and I believe this is first of its kind. So let's get started. So here I've already made an app for you. I will just explain it. So like always, I have the screen here. I've put in two canvases here. The first canvas is the draw canvas, in which the height is 50% and the width is fill parent. I've put in a small canvas ball here, draw canvas ball, which is just 2 pixels in the radius. I've put a horizontal arrangement here for this canvas because I wanted this picture to be in the middle. So if you look at this horizontal arrangement, the alignment is in the center in the horizontal part. So whatever I put inside will be horizontally in the center. Then I've put in this canvas with this image of the color wheel which I have downloaded from the internet. The height and width I've kept is 100 pixels each. You could use a color wheel of your own choice. Here also I've used a color ball which is black in color and the width is 3. Now this is similar to the app that we had developed in the last class, which is the color picker app. So I'll be moving this ball to be able to choose a color and I'll be drawing over here. Now another thing that we've added here which is different is that we have an option of a circle. So I'll be able to create circles here. I'll be able to add shapes here. Now the shapes will be regular polygons. I can give the number of sides that I want. I also have a checkbox for fill shape. So here the checkbox is taken from the user interface here. I pulled it out here. If this is ticked, then solid shapes are drawn. Otherwise, just the outlines are drawn. The clear screen and the choose color work as in the previous lecture. Apart from this, I have two notifiers here. You will see the functioning of these notifiers as we move on to the programming. So you will pick out these notifiers again from the user interface. They'll be in the non-visible components but will be used in the programming part. So once the GUI is sorted, I move on to the blocks. Now I will briefly go through this entire programming which was done in the last class. So here when the choose color canvas is dragged, then the color ball. Color ball is the ball which is here. So you can see the color ball is here. So this black ball will move over here and it will move to the position of my finger. The screen background color, which is the screen is this one. So the background color wherever it is empty will start showing the color of the background at which my ball is here. So effectively what am I doing? I'm moving a ball here and I'm choosing the color. The entire screen gets filled with that color. And over here the draw canvas paint color. So the draw canvas is this particular canvas. So the paint color of this canvas changes to the color that we have chosen here. Now this is typical. Whenever I draw on the canvas, that is when I am moving my finger on this canvas over here, then there's a line drawn according to the color which is chosen over here. Clear screen will work like before. You just change the background color to white. Now here when we move on to the circle part, so here I create a global variable with the name radius and I initialize it to 1. Now when I click the circle, so circle is this particular button here. So whenever I'm clicking it, the draw canvas ball gets enabled. So the draw canvas ball is the red ball that I had. So this ball gets enabled and it starts moving. Now there's a notifier which will pop up. There'll be a message on that pop-up screen saying that press screen on canvas 1 where you want the circle. And you also ask for an input of the radius desired. This is a cancelable pop-up that you have. You could have changed it to false if you don't want it to be a cancelable one. Now what are we doing is that we are trying to find out the input from the user for the radius. Now remember this is a notifier 2. So when notifier 2 after text input. So what am I getting? I am getting an input of the radius here in the response. So I set the global radius to this particular response that I get from this notifier 2. Now after this I basically have the radius with me. Now I will call the draw canvas touchdown. Remember that all these methods that I have can be called only once for a particular program. So here what am I doing? I am using the touchdown method for the canvas. So in this draw canvas, wherever I touch down, that is I press the screen, this particular draw canvas ball will move to that location. So this red ball will move to that location wherever I press the screen. I check my checkbox. So the checkbox was here, if you remember, the fill shape one. We check this checkbox. If it is checked, then obviously I want solid shapes. So then I call the draw canvas, draw circle. The center of x and y is going to be the red point where my finger was, and the radius is the global radius that I took as an input, and the fill is going to be true. If this checkbox is not enabled, then I will again draw the same circle, but I will not fill it. It will just be an outline. So my circle part is done. Now let's move on to the more interesting part, which is the draw shapes one. Here I have created a button named More Shapes. So when More Shapes is clicked, I call the first notifier, that is notifier 1, and again I have a pop-up screen which asks for input number of sides, and we also specify that numbers only can be input. It is again a cancelable one. From this, what are we taking? We are taking the number of sides that we want in this polygon, regular polygon that we are creating. So after this is input, my response would actually have the number of sides that I want in my regular polygon. Here I have again created a global list one. So you can see here. So these are built-in methods related to lists available with me over here in the light blue. So here I initialize a global list one and I create an empty list here. Now after the input, I set the global list to an empty list. I need to clear it out so that I don't have any previous values in this list. Now to be able to understand how figures are drawn, let me just get back to this slide here. So this is what we are looking at. We are creating a regular polygon. So maybe I want to create a polygon with 5 sides. So the important thing that you need to see is that in the draw canvas method, there's a point list given. So this point list needs to have all the points of x and y. The point list should be created in such a manner that consecutive points should be input, because a line from the first point is drawn to the second, then second to the third, third to the fourth, fourth to the fifth, and fifth to the first. This is how the draw shape functions. If I give the first, the third point and the fourth point, then this is how the line will be drawn. Be sure that you create a list of consecutive points only. Now how do we get the coordinates of these points? Here we have assumed that the center O is actually the x comma y, the small x comma y. R is the radius of this particular polygon that we are drawing. In that case, my Cartesian points for consecutive x and y locations will be given by x is equal to x plus r into math dot cos, that is basically taking cosine of 2 pi by n into I. So here we have taken a local angle to be equal to 2 pi by n. So where n is the number of sides that we have taken from the user, 2 into math dot pi divided by n is my angle. So angle I have to multiply with I, which is varying from 0 to the number of sides that I have, and I take a cosine of it, multiply it with the radius and add to the x. So this formula is basically what we've used here to be able to generate the Cartesian coordinates of my consecutive points for each number varying from 0 to n, because this is the number of sides, and I change this by 1, so I am incrementing by 1. And what am I doing for each number? I am creating a list of points. So in this global list 1, I am adding these points here. Now here I have hard coded this x and y, that is the center of the polygon, to be 150 comma 150. You could take it from the user like we did for the circles. Another thing that I have hard coded here is the 40 radius of this polygon. You could also take it from the user if you want. So these could be variable, but these are just taken for convenience at the moment, and I use the same formula that I have shown you here. So this formula is what is being used here. So here what am I doing is that I'm making a small list for x and y coordinates. So I'm adding it to the global list 1. Now once this is created for all the sides that I have, then I simply come here, check if my checkbox is actually checked or not. If it is checked, I just need to fill part and I need to set it to true. And I will use this draw canvas method, which is already there inside my canvas options, and I will give the point list as global list 1. Here, otherwise if the checkbox is not checked, then I will just use the fill as false. So this should get me going. Now let's try and check this. To check this, I'll just use an emulator right now. So let's check if this is working. So let me first choose a color. So maybe I choose a blue color here. Let's say we draw a circle. I'll give a radius of 10. Fill in the shape. So you can see solid circles are being drawn. I'll give a radius of 20. Uncheck it. So this is working fine. clear the screen. Let's go on more shapes. Now this is hard coded to 150, 150 as the center and 40 as the radius. You could change it if you want to, or otherwise you could take input from the user also. So you can see it's here. Maybe let's try a 7 shape. Okay, clear screen. Let's check the fill shape. 8 sides. Yes. So this seems to be working fine. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.